Welcome along to Gillette World Cup Special. Only 5 days to go now to the big kick-off in Italy. Eurosport is going to bring you every match and all the build-up. And today we look at the people's favourites to win the World Cup, the dazzling Brazilians.
He's pulled up. Zeva, Donaghy in close attention, and Stewart there too, but he's still got his cross in, and a goal from Costa
Sebastião Lazzaroni is the man charged with taking the World Cup back to Brazil for the first time in 20 years since Pelé ruled the world.
Ronaldinho, what's Pelé now? What a beautiful goal from Pelé! El Rey Pelé! 100 goals for Brazil!
We examine the strong challenge from Sweden.
Well, for the first, I'm very happy to be there for the first time since '78, and I think we have capacity to reach quite far, I think.
Our great game from the past is France against Brazil 8 years ago, and under pressure, even genius can be flawed.
One of the truly great players in the world. Platini, and he's missed it!
And in the Hall of Fame, we meet the greatest goal scorer in World Cup history, Just Fontaine, an amazing 13 goals in the finals of 1958. But we start by looking at Group C and some mouth-watering games in prospect here. Brazil, the seeded team, then the powerful Swedes, the outsiders from Costa Rica, and finally Scotland qualifying for the 5th successive time. The Group C games will be played in the north of Italy in Turin and Genoa, with Genoa staging 4 games and Turin 5, including a semi-final. And this industrial city on the banks of the River Po will also play host to the tournament favourites, Brazil. There's always been a smile on the face of Brazilian football, their traditional love for the ball being harnessed by coach Sebastião Lazzaroni with hard work and team organisation. Lazzaroni's surviving the political pitfalls that come with the job, and he's open about the strength of his side.
I think we have one generation young, but with experience, with quality, and we are now trying do our best, and we have hard work last year. We played 25 games, friendly games and the official games. We start not very good. We have results, but not strong, not big. And after we play very well the South America Cup. After 40 years, we win this tournament. After also the more important moment in '89, we play a qualification to World Cup. Who took that? Now is 14 Brazil times in one World Cup. And we try to strong preparation with the confidence, with the interest, with the power to do our best in Italy. 10th of June we start.
Brazil have never failed to qualify for the World Cup finals. This time it was a stormy affair starting in Santiago, where Chile's approach went way beyond normal competitive instincts. The Colombian referee needed military help to restore order. In the return, Brazil wanted victory to be sure of their place in Italy. After they'd scored, a scandalous reaction by Chile. Their goalkeeper, Roberto Rojas, claimed he'd been struck by a flare hurled by a Brazilian supporter. Had that been true, Brazil would have been thrown out of the World Cup. But Rojas now admits he was cheating, feigning injury. He's been banned for life by FIFA and Chile properly punished. Brazil were awarded the match and they were safely through to the finals for the 14th time. Since then, they've beaten the 1988 European champions in Holland. Careca's header, the only goal of the game. And against the World Cup favourites in Bologna, they had a trick up their sleeve.
Cruz, the one who takes it. Oh, yes! They certainly had a trick up their sleeves. And the substitute, who's only been on the field for a matter of minutes, gives us a Brazilian special and the kind of goals that have brought life to Brazilian football down the years. Give them a head start in this game.
Alemão on the left here and Careca, both Napoli players, have local experience to go with their know-how from the 1986 World Cup finals, where Careca was outstanding.
This is Muller. Careca was at the far post. Careca going in now. Oh, they've let him in. As ever, Donaghy in close attention, and Stewart there too, but he's still got his cross in, and a goal from Careca. This is Careca. Lovely touches by the Brazilians. Careca. Well, that's a brilliant goal. Careca, lovely interchange. Junior. Careca here, and he scored.
Since then, Careca... Lazzaroni is hoping that Careca's striking partner will be Romario, whose goal-scoring feats for PSV Eindhoven in Holland have been spectacular. But Romario is currently recovering from a broken leg, though the signs are he will be fit in time. In any case, Romario is going to be suspended from Brazil's opening game against Sweden. Romario is renowned for the amount of sleep he takes off the pitch. On it, though, he's certainly wide awake in front of goal. Goalkeeper Claudio Taffarel will only be 24 when the World Cup starts. He looks even younger, and some say he's their best goalkeeper since Gilmar. Bebeto, the baby-faced forward, scored the goals which won the South American Championship last year. Valdo, impressive in midfield with his Portuguese club Benfica. And Dunga, another of the Italian contingent. He's based with Fiorentina. Moser plays his club football with Marseille in France, but in March he was a loser at Wembley. Brazil beaten by an England set piece, their first defeat in 15 internationals.
England have been rehearsing their set plays out at Bisham Abbey. Butcher's gone towards the near post. Barnes helps it on. Black is there, and a goal! Gary Lineker!
An encouraging win for England, but nobody's writing off Brazil on such slender evidence.
Brazil are the best team I've seen in this last 18 months. They are the team, in my opinion, right now, you have to beat to win it. If you're going to win the World Cup, I think you've got to beat Brazil, on the evidence that I've seen of them this last few months.
Which country do you think will win the World Cup?
I want to talk with this some words. I don't know if I can transfer this my philosophy in English. Each one, 24 national team now, we have one dream. To transfer this dream in reality is Italy. We tried to Brazil transfer that, but we know a lot of teams have same condition. We do. We try our best.
If you don't win, who do you think will?
I don't think another can win. We think in Brazil, of course, but in theoretic plan, we must respect Italy. They are at home. Holland win the 1988 Europe Cup. Germany is strong, one of the more serious team in the world. They play 90 minutes all time. England, traditional, Spanish, and of course, Bruges, Olympic. They win the Olympic Games and Argentina. But after, but Yugoslavia is a beautiful team. Sweden is very nice. Romania, very pressure on the football. If I continue, maybe 24, sure. No more.
No more.
These Brazilians carry great responsibility. Their supporters expect victory, but Brazil haven't won the World Cup for 20 years.
Here goes Cancino, he's onside. That's a good cross ball, it's Pelé! And a fantastic save by Banks! What a fantastic save by Gordon Banks! And here goes Petrac. Petrac, a little chip, he's there! Petrac! An absolute solo goal! Borisenia's in the middle and so is Riva. Here's Riva now! And there it is! Luigi Riva! Pelé now! Yes, there it is! That is the touch of a master! Rivellino, watch Pelé now! What a beautiful goal from Pelé! El Rey Pelé! 100 goals for Brazil! Pelé streaking away, there's a beautiful pass for him! He's round the goalkeeper, just let him run on! And he scored! No! Grabowski still fighting for it. The cross ball then! Zellinger! Zellinger has done it! Newton should take his pass over us now. Run at him. The ball for Mabry! Alabama! Garcino! And he's round Matosas. What will Matosas score here? He scores! Yes! So they throwing it up, but he might score! That's not a bad ball for Pelé on the right side. It's Carlos Alberto. And what a great goal that was!
And after the break, what price? Sweden.
Gillette announces a razor that can sense the individual needs of your face.
Gillette, the best a man can get.
Introducing the extraordinary Gillette Sensor Shaving System. Sensor blades are mounted on responsive springs to continuously sense and adjust to your face. Closer, smoother, safer. For a shave that is unsurpassed. New Gillette Sensor.
Gillette, the best a man can get.
The Red Cross helps everybody, always, all over the world, regardless of their political opinions. The Red Cross helps everybody, regardless of their religion. The Red Cross helps everybody, regardless of their race or the color of their skin. You can depend on the Red Cross. But remember, the Red Cross depends on you.
Help
the Red
het
Cross
Rode
today.
Kruis helpen. Giro 6868 Den Haag.
Welcome back. Sweden will be making their first appearance in the World Cup finals for 12 years. Then, as now, they were drawn in the same group as Brazil.
And Bo Larsson is pushed up. Sweden looking good here. Bench. Square for Bo Larsson. Chipped in nicely. It's a good one for Sjöberg. It's a goal. Well into injury time of this first half. Checking the watch, Clive Thomas at this moment. Toninho. Ellenson sticking with him. And Cerezo gets one in, and in... It's in the back of the net. From Ronaldo.
The teams met in a friendly in Sweden last June. The Brazilians, who were below strength, going a goal behind when Stefan Rehn scored for Sweden. Brazil were out of sorts and went 2 behind when this tackle by Ricardo on Jan Hellström led to a penalty. It was Roger Leung who scored from the spot. The Brazilians were missing many of their big stars, but pulled a goal back with a typically silky move. Roberto feeding Valdo, his cross converted by Christober. The final score, Sweden 2, Brazil 1. Sweden topped their qualifying group, which included England, and clinched their place in the finals with a 2-0 victory in Poland. Impromptu goalkeeping by defender Sarovic, leading to an undisputed penalty converted by Peter Larsson. The Swedes' second goal gave a hint of their individual skills. A great goal from Johnny Ekström. Poland 0, Sweden 2. So just what are Sweden's strengths?
I think we works as a team. Everybody works for each other. We don't have any big stars. I think that we're tactically very strong and very. I think we're quite conditional strong. Everybody. That's our strength. The main thing, I think.
What will it mean to you to participate in a World Cup?
Well, obviously it's my first World Cup, and I don't think I play one more because I'm that old now. So this is my last chance to play in World Cup, and I hope that we can go at least to the quarterfinal.
You know all about playing in Italy when your time with Fiorentina. What will it be like for the players with all the media around and I guess a lot of security? Is that something that you look forward to or you regret a little bit?
Well, I've been playing that long now, so I don't bother that much. But I mean, it could be a pressure for those 20-year-old players who's played like 2-3 games in the national team, the first team, because it's going to be loads of press, and they don't leave you alone for 5 minutes. If you go out from the hotel, they're directly, especially the Italians. So it's not just in the pitch. I mean, it's the whole thing around the World Cup. This World Cup is going to be the biggest ever, I think.
But I think Sweden, with all the players ready and fit and to go, really could spring a surprise in this World Cup. I mean, remember, they topped England's group, and they didn't play particularly well, and they were without a few other players. Once they get them all together, I might have a little each year bet on Sweden.
Unless they're playing the Republic of Ireland in the semi-final.
Well, I'd still have a bet. I mean, you can always hedge it.
And today's great game is the classic quarter-final between the two most attractive sides in the 1986 finals, France and Brazil. Both had produced inspired football throughout the tournament, but now there could be only one winner.
This is Muller. Third again in the side today to Casagrande. They feel he's more mobile. Careca, Socrates, but saved by Bats. Socrates again, Careca. Twice, Brazil denied by Bats. Josima. Careca, lovely interchange, Junior. Careca here, and he scored. The brilliant goal. A cohesion that is almost telepathic at times between the midfield players. But here's Careca, again showing his strength. Pull back from Muller, off the post. Careca did brilliantly there. Amaros. Gires. It's a lovely move, Rocheteau. And it's there from Platini. Rocheteau, Tigana. He's going all the way, is he? Good save by Carlos. Platini went in. And Carlos undoubtedly saved Brazil there. Magnificent run through by Tigana. But here's Alemão. Socrates. Junior. Bats beats it away. Drama at both ends. Careca, scorer of the Brazilian goal. Socrates. Josima. Muller and Careca are both in the middle. It goes, Careca! And on comes Zico. Really could go either way, this game. Zico. Penalty. As Brecco went down, the referee had no hesitation. Just over a quarter of an hour to go. And he saved it. Zico, of all people, Bossis. Washington has pulled away to the right. Bossis going on. Great save from Carlos. Careca. Finding Josimar, who was onside. Zico. Bats with a fine save.
So it went to extra time, the score still 1-1, and penalties would decide the match. Each team have missed one as Julio Cesar steps up to take Brazil's 5th penalty.
Who's hit some free kicks with astonishing power in these finals. And he takes his penalties the same way, and he's failed. It's Fernandez against Carlos for a place in the last 4. And he scored, and France are through. Fernandez sets off on a tour of the ground. The Brazilian players trudge dejectedly away. Fernandez sent Carlos the wrong way. And France have made it.
Just Fontaine of France was the goal-scoring sensation of the 1958 World Cup finals in Sweden. He scored a remarkable 13 goals in 6 games, an achievement that's never been beaten in the entire history of the World Cup.
I am very proud of this record. Now, but in this time I didn't think to beat this record. I only think to score many goals I could.
There's a worrying start for France in the first game against Paraguay. They fall behind after 20 minutes. An excellent free kick taken by Amariva. But 4 minutes later, Fontaine begins his goal blitz. Look at his pace and finishing in style. But the Paraguayans haven't learnt their lesson, and a virtually identical move 6 minutes later. Number 2 for Fontaine. And there's a goalkeeping error coming up just now, and Just Fontaine takes full advantage. 5-3 to France. France win that one 7-3 in the end, and Fontaine's form continues right through the tournament. They eventually lose to Brazil in the semi-final, but in the third place match against West Germany, Fontaine gets his chance to break the record.
Foxes, what the record of goals get in World Cup. He had 11 goals. And in this game against Germany, I scored 1 goal, so I had 10 goals. And we had the penalty for France. And nobody thinks to tell me, shoot this penalty so you can egalize Foxes. And even I didn't think to this record. Happily, I scored 3rd goal after, but this time the record was not a purpose like it could be now.
Against the West Germans, Just Fontaine is soon in the groove. That's his 10th World Cup goal. And later on, with France leading 2-1, he gets number 11 from close range. And now that goal-scoring record is getting closer and closer. The second half now, and that's the record breaker. France leading 5-2. And just before the end, Fontaine gets his 13th goal. 6-3 the result, and now the whole world knows the name of Just Fontaine. Injuries ended his playing career at the early age of 27. Now he owns a sports shop in Toulouse. But even now, he's got a great passion for football, and in particular, the World Cup.
You know, every 4 years I go to the World Cup. It's my passion, and my wife knows that every World Cup I'm not there.
A fantastic record that may never be broken. Join us tomorrow for more great names and great games here on World Cup Special.